What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert Global Lab patch notes reading. So this week is kind of not so big, but I wanted to talk about one of the changes they're making that I think is probably the most notable for the Global Lab. And if you want to read the entire thing, I'll leave a link in the description to the official patch notes. And it's just translated from Korean to English, so I'll make it make sense. But today, we are looking at the world boss change in more particular, and I am not really sure how I feel about this change because this is what they want to do. In today's update, we've made changes to the moments feel more exciting. Awakened bosses don't spawn as often, but when they do, the rewards will be greater, blah, blah, blah. Basically, world bosses are getting buffed, making them more difficult, but the loot is getting better. And I am not sure how I feel about this one because right now, some of the world bosses don't even, die. They just get despawned, which you still do get loot. If they despawn, you just have to be there for like half an hour, which is kind of annoying. So on one hand, I'm like, good, reward should be better. But at the same time, adding more health to a boss that already isn't, dying is not a good thing. So I wanted to go over this and then we could talk about it and let me know what you guys think. So, world boss improvements. When defeating the world boss, you will receive the same loot that you would from defeating the previous enhanced boss. So basically normal bosses and then the awakened ones, like Nightmare Zarka, Stormbringer Karanda, and all that stuff. So the four of them: Zarka, Nuver, Karanda, Kudum, the main four. However, in the case of Nuver, you cannot obtain the items of the Nuver Spirit Horn. Basically, for the Nuverkin outfit, the blood spawn ones, you can't get the extra ones. That's unfortunate. That's the one that makes it important, but it is what it is. I think they should make the split horns. Let me just show you in game of what they all look like. Let me see. Let me add this one. Okay. So where is it? These items right here, the wing, the split horn, all the reverse scales and everything. These are pretty important for all of you who want to get the free tier 4 Nuverkint pet, which is actually this one. And the reason why it's important is because it's plus 100 HP and it's a tier forward by default. So for all of you free-to-play players, this one is, you spend a lot of silver on it, but it's something you don't have to spend money on. And I think this is something that should be in a regular Nuver, but at an extremely lower rate. So, yeah, I think the blood spawn one should give the normal loot and above. But if a normal one spawns, then you get some, but a fraction of it. That's just how I feel. The outfit these days is, it's multiple years old. Just let people get their thing, especially newer players. It's whatever, it's not even a big deal anymore. So the adventurer's relic that could be obtained by defeating the next world boss has been changed to the buffed version, and this isn't something new. So how if you do more damage to the boss you get higher rewards. That's been in the game for years. It's not new, but basically they're telling you this again. All right, so basically the following accessory items of grades Tri and Tet, or one gold bar, has been changed. So this is what the damage output looks like. If you're in the top, you get more rewards. Not even new, but this is what's changed. I just think that, world bosses need to be buffed significantly, not just a slight chance, because we all have boss ults there, but sometimes you just still don't even go to them unless there's an event where it's giving you those big seals and everything. So I think in 2025, here's my advice on what the reward should be. So the boss boxes, these are fine. Keep it as usual. The furniture materials, these are also fine. Ever since they made the change last week with those scroll thingies that is like one-time consumables, those aren't really worth it at the current price, but if it was like min price, they might be a little bit more worth your time. But these, for the sake of all of this, always worth it. The fail stack should just be straight up 50 plus. Like at this point, 50, I think 60 should just be the minimum for doing bosses. Like there's really no reason to get the lower ones in 2025. If you're a new player, what you use is Blackstones to get all of that. And it's just super easy to make like a 50, 60 stack these days without too much effort. But yeah, I think they should get rid of the lower stacks. Just keep like 60 minimums. Cool fragments for debos, whatever. 20 to 30. Yeah, these are like what's most likely worth it for bosses. These, you turn it into memory fragments. I think these are fine. Hunter seals. I'm not going to lie, ever since they moved all of these items to the combined currency tab, a lot of people forgot these existed. The hunter seals, but I mean, you should probably buff that one too, like 8 to 16, whatever. And then gold bars, whatever. So I think they should be buffed a little bit. The top one should be fine. So adjusted the probability of appearing the reinforced world boss, so like the awakened boss, that is. So the appearance probability of the Nightmare, Zarka, Stormbringer, Karanda, and the whatever upgraded Kudum has been reduced by approximately 80%. Reduced. So like the awakened one is the one that people originally usually go to, and they're dropping that one. The appearance probability of the Bloodspawn Nuver, the awakened one, has been reduced by 72%. And then you could see the full loot for each boss, which I assume is the same thing. Yeah, like whatever. Some of the loot drops have been removed. The smaller Advice of Valks. Wait, hold up. They removed the 50 stack, but in here, they give you a 40. Didn't make that make sense. Move 50, but you can get a 40. Okay. Well, let's wait till it goes to a live server, then we can judge that for being such a dumb decision. Relics of Adventures, Laverto. Dude, Lavertos have been out of date for like 6 years, maybe more. And then gold bars, I'm glad those are getting removed, not gonna lie. Mirror Mock, Often, Maraka, and Quint. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't done these bosses in a while just because they're kind of out of the way, and like I don't think I've seen a Quint and Maraka boss die in like 5 years, so outside of events. Okay, so the obtainable loot when defeating the boss has been changed. Advice of Valks 30 and 50 and 80 have been added. You should have just added to 50 and 80. Just keep that 30, and it's so easy to get those. It should just be 50 and 80. And then your ranking based on damage contribution is that. Very cool. Loot from Maraka and Quint. Once again, I have the same feeling. Keep removed to 30. 50 and 80 should be added. And then damage to that. Okay, so this is the part that matters. The world boss stat adjustment. So, regular, awakened version. Defense has been increased by 100% before. That just means the boss fight takes twice as long, and sometimes if they don't die, then it's definitely not dying in the future. Is it worth it for the rewards? If you do it because you like it, sure. But if you don't do it already, chances are you're probably still not going to be doing it, looking at that reward table. I think the ones that are actually worth doing is the Awakened Nuver. just because you get the outfit and there's actually a reason to be doing that. But aside from that, everything else is just, it feels like it's getting buffed for no reason when all they had to do was increase the reward table and then people would just still be doing it. So if you've ever played at nighttime, at least here on the NA server, I think past like 10 p.m., the bosses do not die on any regular day, non-event. So it's one of those things where I'm like, where are they getting this data from? And did they just not see that the despawning? All right, so anyway, this is what I wanted to talk about. Let me know what your opinion is. I think some of these rewards are fine. Some of these should be buffed. I think realistically, the reason why people do these bosses are probably for the free mem frags over here. Everything else is just kind of a bonus, but a lot of these are outdated. Hunter seals need to be updated in 2025. And then these furniture ones are just, you know, it's nice to have. But basically, when you get the rare bag now, you get like a Trier Tet, and they added the new accessories. Not that these are really any good in 2025, it's just, you know, there's new stuff. Cool, I guess. But aside from that, basically new rewards. But I just think this is not really a good change. They should just remove the defensives that they added from the bosses and then just buff the rewards. And then it's more new player friendly. Everyone leaves a boss alt there anyway. And yeah, I thought that was a weird decision. Let me know what you guys think. But anyway, with that said, thanks so much for watching. Just wanted to share this with you guys. So next week when this hits the live server, you're probably like, why is this boss not dying as fast? That's why. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic day. If you're new to your channel, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.